Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello great people, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. There have been a lot of issues about Wike Atiku. Some people say the reason why Wike is going haywire is because of the disappointment he received from Atiku and northern politicians in PDP. But interestingly, Atiku has also made mention of the reason why he did not choose Wike as his second choice. Don't forget that fairly recently, the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, has reportedly been holding a coalition meeting with some senators in the All Progressive Congress in Yola, the capital of Adamawa. The likes of Senator Ishagu Abo, Senator Aishatu Binani, you know that woman, she's very strong, alongside several other chieftains of the APC. All of them are currently in a meeting, call it coalition meeting, and you wouldn't be wrong. And it's all pointing at 2027. How would they be able to overthrow the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? But interestingly, let's first of all look at what he said about why he did not choose Wike as his vice president. I think maybe that will finally put to rest all the wahala between two of them. And according to the news, the former vice president and also ex-presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has finally addressed his decision not to select the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, as his running mate in the 2023 election, stating that he has no regrets about the decision. In a forthcoming interview by a television station which is set to air today but was obtained by Daily Trust, Atiku responded to the question regarding the leadership crisis in the People Democratic Party PDP that followed his choice. Many observers speculated that the decision to overlook Wike, who had led a rebellion within the PDP along with 5 other governors, contributed to Atiku's loss in the election. Wike later boasted about working against Atiku and delivering Rivers State for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When asked if he regretted not picking Wike, Atiku responded firmly, "No, not at all." Atiku explained that his decision was rooted in the process followed within the party, recalling the criticism he faced in 2019 for allegedly failing to consult widely when selecting Peter Obi as his running mate. Atiku said that after securing the PDP's ticket in Port Harcourt, he consulted with former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who advised him to pick a running mate from the southeast instead of southwest. Atiku said that Obasanjo suggested prominent figures like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and Charles Soludo, but both were not members of the PDP. Eventually, Atiku chose Peter Obi, a member of the party who was also suggested by Obasanjo. After consulting with party leaders and governors, including Wike and Aminu Tambuwa, Atiku was assured there was no objection to Obi being chosen as his running mate. However, he was later criticized for not consulting enough within the party. Atiku stated that in 2023, he decided to give the party more involvement in the selection process, asking them to set up a committee to recommend 3 possible running mates. According to Atiku, the committee suggested 3 names: Ifeanyi Okonwa as the first choice, Wike as the second, and Udomi Manuel as the third. Atiku opted for the first choice, Okonwa, explaining that his decision not to choose Wike was simply because he was the second choice on the list. My colleague is in the house. Do you think that Atiku Abubakar has finally said the truth, or what we are hearing currently is just to pacify and to calm the nerves of Nigeria, or possibly to push the blame to the People Democratic Party? Because I know that very soon Wike is going to come with his own very powerful reply. We are so sure of that, except maybe he's overly engaged. But do you think Atiku Abubakar is trying to say, Wike, stop blaming me? See, it is this your PDP people that did all of this.
The truth is, no matter how busy Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, is, when he hears Ati, the code there's no waste 30 minutes. I'm expecting a reply. No matter how busy, he will definitely reply. And you are going to hear, you get to hear drama and what transpired. You will probably grant the press release. But let's call a spade a spade. I think Atiku is just being political here. There's more that meets the eyes. And it's not just because Atiku was second choice. Don't forget that sorry, it's not because Wike is the second choice. Don't forget that Nigerians are getting to know who Wike is now. But these top politicians, they know themselves before the public glare. They know how they relate. And I can tell you for free that Atiku has probably checked himself if he eventually wins the ticket. And Wike being the vice, he just felt it could be karma coming in again. He knew what he did to Obasanjo, and he knows he won't be able to contain Wike. I got that feeling that, Wike is now one person. He rarely uses media aid. He wants to talk. He was credit it to him. He does not like going behind the scene. Wike said it. He's bold enough, and he has the time and the money to drag you to the mud. Wike has that time, and he knows over time that Wike can do it.
Okay, now I want to ask a question before you continue. Based on thus far, from 1999 till date, we've seen the treatment meted out to vice presidents. Do you think that Wike would have been an exception, just like he had been an exception in the case of being a minister of FCT? He's been very loud. Do you think that Atiku Abubakar would have brought him in, but shield him such that Nigerians wouldn't even hear him? Because a lot of people were expecting that Shetima was going to be a tough nut to crack for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but we can't even hear him again. The Northerners are like, man, is this what it means to be a vice president? Because he's not talking, just like what happened to our Professor Osin Banjo. Kind of, we didn't even feel him anymore, especially after he showed the first strength of leadership. The Northerners said, hey, we don't want this to happen, and all of a sudden he was shut out. Do you think that Wike being a vice president, Atiku would have just adopted that style of shutting him out, not allowing him to do anything except things that he proposed that he should do?
I think our politics in Nigeria has evolved in the sense that during the time and reign of Atiku and Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, there was this room to express yourself as a vice. And I also feel that maybe Atiku have not learned the latest political moves or latest political way of handling the vice. If you watch those who come in as president, they come with their cabal, they come with their cabinet, they come with their strength, they come with their loyalists. And I feel that Atiku does not feel that he has that time and the wherewithal to begin to engage Wike. Wike already have grown rank of, just like trying to employ who you cannot sack. Wike has grown in rank and file politically, and Wike was not handheld by Atiku. Do you understand? If you watch someone like the person of Professor Sibanjo, he was handheld technically, politically by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a friend to Atiku. When they could Buhari, so they could be a place of I have to be humble, or I have to be loyal. I know how I came and all that. But for that of Wike, the guy has the people that made him. He has trampled on their head. You understand? So who are you going to report him to? In fact, if you report him, you are next in line. He's one person that when he climbs to the highest peak, he looks for another pinnacle to overthrow. So he has overthrown everybody. So the next person is going to be you, and he's that ambitious. He's one person that after you finish, he will tell Atiku to his face, "You are finished. You hand over to me." Do you understand? He will tell you, "You hand over to me." I've given you, give me. And all of that, there's some people who are born gentlemen. Though they are politicians, they have learned diplomacy. Wike is not diplomatic. He hits it, boom. And that's how it's going to be. So I think Atiku doesn't want that drama. Okay. If you watch Atiku, he's not a very dramatic kind of person.
So it's not an issue of, say, first choice was...
No, he was just being political. He was being political with the truth. He doesn't want Wike's... Wait for it. Wike is coming for him.
All right, let's leave it there. Let's meet in our conversations and talk more on this. What's your standpoint on the excuse Atiku has given in respect to choosing Wike as his second vice presidential candidate in the last 2023?